Welcome, everyone. I am Rona Marren and want to welcome you to Where the Rubber Meets the Road. It is Monday, April 20th, 2026, and this is the hour where we talk about different ideas in A Course in Miracles, and we talk about how we apply them in our daily lives. Thank you so much for joining us today. What we'll be focusing in on is lesson 191. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. And so, what I propose to do is to play a song which really has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it was really beautiful and I wanted to share it with you. And then we'll come back and I'll do a little bit of something. And then I guess we'll turn it over to Andrew. But I really, I'm grateful to have a space where we can talk about, our daily experience and our journey and how A Course in Miracles makes that just a tad bit lighter and easier. So with that, I am going to share this song.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. If you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Baby's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hands in mine. They will live I'll come to you. I'll swim the seas to ease your pain. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Isn't that pretty? And it was kind of long too. So when I listened to it earlier today, I was like, this might be too long. But then there's just something that happened in the song. And then at the end, when they stopped playing and just sang a cappella, like my whole body is on fire right now. Tingle, 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 tingle. So I just wanted to share that with you. So this week's lesson is 191. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. And I wanted to share with you the practice that happened. I discovered that this would be the lesson. I did one of those open the book anywhere on Wednesday, and this is where it popped open. And I read through it one time, and then for the next several days in a row, I just, as much as I remembered or was remembered, I repeated, I am the Holy Son of God Himself, without any expectations. And my life has just gone on like regular, right? And there's been some great moments and there's been a couple of rough ones over the weekend. And I just stayed disciplined with the devotion. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. I had a trying evening with my daughter. One of these nights she couldn't get settled and she just couldn't sleep. And, it was just one of those nights. And the thing is those kind of nights used to happen all the time. It had been quite a while since that happened. And afterwards, there was a little bit of beating myself up. I could have been kinder. I could have had more patience. I shoulda. And when I heard the shoulda, I was like, I am the Holy Son of God Himself. And what occurred is exactly what needed to occur. And that shifted my perspective, and acceptance blossomed, and gratitude was revealed. And that's about that time is where I remembered, this used to be a nightly occurrence. I do have what I have wished for. I do, you know. So let me read a little bit of this lesson to us and then we'll see what else happens after that. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. Here is your declaration of release from bondage of the world. There's that word bondage again. And here as well is all the world released. You do not see what you have done by giving to the world the role of jailer to the Son of God. What could it be but vicious and afraid, fearful of shadows, punitive and wild, lacking all reason, blind, insane, and sad? What have you done that this should be your world? What have you done that this is what you see? Why does this look like this? Why am I so disturbed? You know, deny your own identity, and this is what remains. Deny your own identity, and you will not escape the madness in which induce this weird, unnatural, and ghostly thought which mocks creation and which laughs at God. Deny your own identity, and you assail the universe alone, without a friend, a tiny particle of dust against the legions of your enemies. That just sounds so pitiful, doesn't it? But gosh, I felt that way before. It's like I'm all alone, somebody, especially in the middle of the night when that used to happen. There was this loneliness that would settle over, in the darkness. And I just feel like I was the only one in the world. And there was this person, this little person that I just could not fix or make comfortable. I felt so alone. Yet, what it is except a game you play in which identity can be denied. You are as God created you. All else but this one thing is folly to believe. In this one thought is everything set free. In this one truth are all illusions gone. So, in the early morning hours of Sunday, because I had been devoted to this lesson for days and didn't know why, I was able to sit with that and understand everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to, that I am a good enough mom, that it's okay not to like it. It's okay. Let today's idea find a place among your thoughts, and you have risen far above the world and all the worldly thoughts that hold it prisoner. I'm a bad mom. I could do this better. Why is this like this? Blah, blah, blah. Just all that mind chatter. He who can accept his true identity is truly saved, and his salvation is the gift he gives to everyone in gratitude to him who pointed out the way to happiness that changed his whole perception of the world. Just looking for a shift, just for a small shift, because this disturbance and this beating myself up, you know, is not where I want to be. In fact, it's mind chatter. It's not sitting still and allowing energy to come up. It's a real mind chatter. So it's more of a prison, you know. One holy thought like this, and you are free. You are the Holy Son of God Himself. And with this holy thought, you learn as well that you have freed the world. Be glad today how very easily is hell undone. In that thought is everything you look on wholly changed. Just for that moment. The willingness to be like, oh yeah, I am as God created me. And to allow the additional mind chatter that's like, that doesn't mean anything right now. Look at you. There's just that thing going on, but just sticking with it and trusting that the truth is true and knowing that I can take a nap later, you know, knowing that I don't have to work a 9 to 5 job, that I can be available, knowing that we can provide whatever is necessary, that the world is not a prison, you know. It's tough stuff, But with teaching such as this and the reminder of who I truly am, it's interesting how in those moments it just shifts, it just lightens up. And it's like, it's okay. This isn't going to be like this forever. And guess what? Today it's not. And it wasn't last night either. And I didn't have to make any apologies. So that was cool. A lot of these things today go on in my mind rather than being expressed outwardly, you know what I mean? And perhaps it is something that, Amy was talking about the degree of perfection, maybe that is something unrealistic to expect that maybe this mind chatter and the way that I perceive things initially when I'm unconscious in the world, because that's what I realized. When I take care of Kylie, I'm really doing it unconsciously. I'm not in the present moment. I'm not aware. I'm not mindful. It's not, you know, and that came about because of something I heard yesterday. And that was really important to see that. And so I think the gift of being released from the prison is to be more mindful and conscious in the activity and to see if that doesn't shift perception even more. Um, like I said, I didn't plan anything that I just shared with you all, but I'm hoping that something has, piqued your creativity here and we can have some sort of discussion. And there's a whole bunch that I didn't read, and I am looking forward to hearing what came up for you with this lesson today, or anything that, where is the rubber meeting the road for you today? you know, and how are you using A Course in Miracles to gently move along your experience? So, as customary in Dago, I'm going to offer it up to Andrew, and then we'll come and see what you have to share this morning. I'm so glad you're here. Good
Thank you,
morning.
Rona. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I love you all. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. This lesson is a bit of a challenge because it places the responsibility of er, uh, all the world's ills on me, and I I just want you to know that I offer my blessing to you as I offer my blessing to the whole world. I know I'm just one part of the collective, but we all are. We're all part of with the one collective. It tells you, first several paragraphs are all about the problems of the world, how, and it really makes it seem depressing. And the world can seem to be a depressing place. But once we accept that I am the Holy Son of God Himself and put our full faith behind it, we should be able to control the future, not by making a wish and getting it like I want a new car or something like that, but we should be able to control how the future affects us, how it affects our emotion, what we give, we receive. So if we extend love and bless the world, we'll get love and blessings back. My own personal experience is that it works. My life is very good now. I've been retired for 9 years and volunteer at the wetlands, and I get so much love from the people there and people around me. And, you know, it's working. It's working. But I still see the news and see all the problems of the world. So I think it takes more than just me blessing the world. I think it's going to take a bit more of the individualized pieces of Christ. We are all brothers and sisters in Christ. We're all one. And once we get our belief up there and all our faith, the world will change. And that's a guarantee. And that's what I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. You know, I still see the things on the news, like you said too, but with the things we talk about here, I'm starting to understand a little more clearly that first thought that, oh, it's war, it's death, it's whatever. That's the mind trying to understand. You know, we had listened to the guides and they were talking about, you know, you see a gun or a bomb, but inherently in those things is not the death and the war and the, you know what I mean? Every God is in everything I see. And so I'm just continually challenging myself when I do see something on the news to look a little deeper in it. And even if I don't understand why it's happening, just to understand that there is worth in what's happening. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. It's just a different way of looking at it, taking that extra moment. And I've learned that from you, Andrew. So thank you. And Dago, come on in.
Hi everyone. I just so love being here with all of you. It's just for me, it's just such a gift. And I love these teachings. And I've learned from these teachings to just get quiet and to just stop. And I've also learned that Indigo does not know what anything is for. She does not know. And I've learned that when Indigo doesn't like something, which is often, just to remember, okay, Indigo doesn't know, but Indigo does know that everything is God and everything is love. And I don't need to understand it. I can hate it. It's okay. Because that's here for me. That's here for me. And I can love that I hate it. And I can ask God, okay, God, show me. Show me. And Indigo doesn't get it. And at least what's so amazing for me is that I know that's true. I know there is only God and there is only love. And it's okay when I'm angry. It's okay when I don't get it. That is here for me. And I can be there. And if I'm angry, I can be angry and be there with our Father, with God, and know that that's here for me and surrender. And I trust it completely. Um, and I just love being here with all of you. And to me, it is just such a gift. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. We're very glad you're here. Cyndi,
Rana, so much for nothing to say for an hour. Um, Couple things. First, I don't know if anybody else did, but I felt Sandra's presence before I saw her name show up on the screen. Really happy to have you home. Looking forward to hearing about your trip. And I love how it feels to be here with you. Also, just in case I didn't say this out loud before, there's now an Instagram account called I Am the Open Door Community, and I'm not asking permission to use your voices. They're just 45 to 1 minute clips of the brilliance that is coming through everybody's voice. So if someone really doesn't want their voice showing up in that Instagram, let me know. Otherwise, like I didn't tell William's on there and Lonnie and Rona and Amy so far. There's a goal to get a clip a day posted. Very, very cool. Here's what I want to share. I love how we use stories to bring these teachings to life. So I'm very blessed with one that was a little less personal for me. So I was able to see it, and it seems to relate to this conversation. Um, there's a second person living above my head, and there's a sense that she's a junkie. Just a word. I don't know. Like I'm not living up there, but I could tell you that what happened. I didn't sleep a lot Friday night leading into the beginning of this retreat I was facilitating. Friday, um, and they're an older couple, my age or whatever, and there's not. But essentially, what happened is that there were a series of events that I won't get into that I've learned over the years means that George is doing his thing, whatever it is, and he's getting whatever he's doing. I'm not up there. I'm not watching. Um, but now there's two of them, and essentially it's loud music that only goes on for 20 minutes. There's some laughter, and then there's silence. Um, but this woman, all of that happened by 3, 4 o'clock Friday last week. Um, and I just watched it. But then she was sick all night. She was sick all night. And almost every hour, her retching woke me up, right? So here's what I discovered in sitting with it in this consciousness. Um, there was a part of Cyndi that was like, what the fuck? Why is this happening to me? Right? Why do I have to live in this? I don't like this. I should complain about this, right? There was this form, this energy, right? And it was there. There's another part, the good codependent in me, that was like, that poor woman. I wonder if there's something I could do to help her. Like, man, it's not me and what let me extend love to her. Let me whatever. There was that part of me. And somehow I saw those two um thought processes as separate, both held in consciousness. And then perhaps because of all of this work, which asks whether it's the guides or the teachings or just being here, I realized that there was something else going on, right? If we're all one and conflict is an aspect of separation, and there's something beyond separation. Perhaps this entire thing was going on just to light up a belief in separation and consciousness. Like it wasn't even so instead of me trying to heal the part of the I separate thought that didn't want this to be happening, or to feed the part that was wishing well-being onto another, I moved into this space and off and on for days now, what is beyond separation? I'm willing for what is beyond the fear. What is the beyond wanting this to be different? What is beyond this sense of there being two in this equation and recognizing, over and over and over again, and I'm a good student of the guides. I don't know what that means, but I'm willing to accept that, like Nadego teaches us, that this is for, not for me, Cyndi, but for me, the human collective. And I am willing to um, soften around there having to be a human solution and allow for something that is beyond that to rise in consciousness. And I've been playing with that. Um, every time I hear her moving around, every time I hear them talking, watching, like the story get activated, and then moving into, oh, now wait a minute. The teachings clearly state that what I am is beyond all separate. I'm an individuated expression, so I'm not saying I ain't Cyndi, but Cyndi can be used as a conduit for something that is beyond all sense of separation. And why not that? And what does that look like without needing to know the answer? And I've been feeling a softening and a shift. And then, like when thoughts of my children being with my parents this weekend and Emma driving in a car that she hasn't changed the oil in a year and whatever else is coming on, I've been noticing more and more being able to take all these bits of, ooh, look at that problem, and holding it in that same kind of, there's something beyond this kind of space. My favorite part of this teaching is how clearly it just states you are as God created you. All else but this one thing is folly to believe. In this one thought is everything set free. So I don't have to decide whether or not I should focus on me or focus on my neighbors. I get to say what's beyond both, and it is just one that celebrates everything. And I recognize the gift because this is really not a personal story. Like, this isn't my child. This isn't a direct relationship. This is an experience in the space. And like Rana was saying, there's nothing that has to be said or done. Like, even though at 2 o'clock in the morning there was an idea of maybe I have to say something to somebody, but it didn't go anywhere. So that's um That's what I got. And in case anybody's interested, because I'll be away for 4 out of the 7 days, next week's Finding Truth Everywhere is going to be focused on workbook lesson 240. And I've all but memorized these words because fear isn't justified in any form. And if I believe that I have to defend or attack myself, defend or I'm being attacked or judge, all of that is based on fear. So I've been sitting in that lesson, and I'm taking it with me as I go to spend 3+ days with my sisters. And so, thanks, Rana. That's what I got.
So that's the lesson for Mondays. Rubber meets the road.
Next Monday will be lesson 240. Yeah.
Okay, terrific. I love knowing ahead of time. Lonnie.
Good morning, family. I this is what I'm about to say is not what I raised my hand to say, but there's this huge lit up smile inside of me right now. As Cyndi was saying, maybe I should talk to someone or someone should talk to someone, and all I could hear inside is, but you were. You were. And to the only one that mattered. What really, normally I don't know why it didn't occur to me before that to go and read these lessons when they were put on the page that this is what we were going to carry. But for some reason, that's not what would happen. This morning, I directly got an instruction to read this lesson before I sat down, which I did. When I got to number 6, something happened. When we read back through it, I realized that what I thought happened was not what happened on the page, but it was It helped me to understand it. And the line that even now is glaring is, you set it free from your imprisonment. You set the world free from your imprisonment. And and this morning when I read it, what I heard was, forgive them for they know not what they do. And I got that vibration that came through. And the way it's just such an interesting, I am fully aware that in the work that I do, everything that I do with someone else is first done for me and through me. So it's really, it's there for all of us that are involved. And I just spent the weekend walking with someone who told the story of the world she had imprisoned, honestly, through her own imprisonment or perception of imprisonment. And by the end of the weekend, when she was able to come to a place of recognizing, wait a minute, I'm the one who's creating this. I'm the only one telling this story. And started exploring other possibilities. It was then that she went into what I call shitting down her own throat for what she had created. And it was like, no, let's turn this around. Because you couldn't have been responsible for what you didn't know. But once you know it, you know it. That you set the world free of your imprisonment. I remember when every time I looked out at the world, all I saw was danger. Everything was, what can hurt, what can cause pain, what do I need to stay away, da 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 da. And in today's walk, I have to stop and find the fucking mirror sometimes to make sure this is who's still here, because everything is so free and clear and unusually bright. And I realized that the world that I see through this lens, I no longer hold responsible for what I thought was the pain of my life, the horror of my life. That I get to see it a little differently if I'm not looking through that lens of out there is wrong. Because out there can't be wrong if this is right. And this is a part of that. I mean, it all comes back to the same thing, but you set it free from your imprisonment. The idea of setting the world free by setting myself free from imprisonment or from my view of it. That was kind of mind blowing. And then to witness it this weekend with that person and then take it. And today I took a giant leap off a giant cliff to see if I could fly, and it looks like I'm flying. And that's another story for another time. But again, I was the one holding myself imprisoned and saying I couldn't fly. So, yeah.
Thank you, Lonnie. So wonderful to hear from you. And thank you for pointing out that phrase. Hmm. Hello, Julie.
Hello, good afternoon. I think it is everyone, and love you all. I love when Andrew says that because I just truly feel it. So love you all. Um, I just read this now because I didn't think I was going to be here, so I'm grateful I am here. And so, Rana, I appreciate your lead into it, and just your experience and how you got through this weekend with your daughter is just to me, I just have so much love for you, and I can just the growth I see from when I first met you with this, and um, but when you read that first sentence, here's your declaration of release from bondage, that is such a strong word. And then it made me realize that, yeah, holding all that fear in is bondage. And yesterday, I'm so grateful that Livy reminds me if I missed last Monday, I was in this meeting in the beginning, but then had to leave because we're getting some repairs done for the home for itself. And I forgot that I didn't go back and listen. And Libby's like, oh, yeah, it was really good. Go back and listen to the recording. So yesterday I did. And I'm walking my dog. And I got to tell you guys, and they're always powerful, but last Monday, all your shares were just so powerful to me, so inspiring, and especially you, Lonnie, but everyone was very powerful. And it just was like, I just felt your love, and I just felt like I was really understanding, like it's the acceptance where people are at. My husband is, talking about duality, and I don't. I learned not to share what I'm going through with this because he's going to think I'm la la. So I just kind of, share how this is teaching me to be more loving and kind with everyone, and accepting where I'm at, and really accepting where he's at and everyone else. And so I really just wanted to share that with all of you, that as I was walking the dog and I was finished listening to the Rubber the Road last Monday, I started listening to my music and I was singing along outside, walking the dog, and I just was just so full of the love. And I just feel that, like Andrew said earlier, I can just feel the growth and the joy from being in these gatherings, and that life is very good right now. Richard, I'm going to see you. We're moving in 2 weeks, so I can't wait to give you a big hug. And I also know that when something bad is going to happen in my path, that it's okay, because like Nadego said, it's for me and I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it. And also that I can just embrace it and just live in the moment. So I just want to share how much these gatherings are just exploding in my heart for all of you. And I thank you. And I thank you. And I thank you also for teaching me when I'm kind of still learning. Well, we're all learning, but that I maybe not hear it correctly. And I do appreciate that, because the old me would have been so upset. What are you correcting me for? I would get so hurt and defensive. And now I take it as the teaching moment. So I do thank you for that. So anyway, just want to share my joy for all of you today, and love.
Awesome, Jules. Love you, my friend. It's an honor to watch you awaken for sure. Really is. So we have a moment of exhale. How are you doing, Chuck? I see you leaning forward. Are you going to unmute and say hello to us?
I'm looking to find the button. I don't know why I was having trouble finding the button. Did I get unmuted? I did. It's I guess I was going to say, but it's so ironic. I had looked up what we were going to read, but I didn't get a chance to read all the way through it. But my calendar, my miracle calendar was pointing today at I am as God created me. And before I went to my AA meeting this morning, I listened to Bill Free's non-dual lesson for 110 and had all that going. And I love the way Rona opened up, because I had that going, and then I read this and I said, wow, they really go together. And then I had all these experiences that I didn't realize. I was setting up expectations that now everything was going to go beautiful today. Everything started going to pieces, and I'm laughing at it and laughing. And then I remember it didn't say that Chuck's movie was going to get real nice. It was reminding me who I really am, and to get there. And I just loved how Rona got there right away. And I was sitting here, and I did kind of go into silence, and I did get a little tingle as I got silent as we were going into silence. So I just thought I'd share that. But it was so I was getting upset, and I was also laughing at myself, seeing how I set up all these expectations just from what I read. And I got, of course, and they go to remind me it was all for me and you don't have to like this and it's not going to be a gravy train and all that. So anyway, I just sat here and experienced all that as we did this. Thanks for listening. Love being with you. Seeing y'all later. We're
Thank
doing
you, Chuck.
we're doing the guides at 3, right?
That's right. Good plug.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Chuck. It's always good to see you.
I just want to tell everyone how much I love us. And I'm so grateful to Rana for leading this. I don't know what it is, Rana. You just have this way of making me feel at peace. You make me laugh. Your humanness is so delightful. It's so intelligent and honest and humorous. You know, you self-reference in these really funny ways, and I so appreciate it. Um, I will say more tomorrow, but this lesson has been really good for me. And the lesson today, I am as God created me. I would just say that sometimes the shit has to hit the fan, I guess, for this little being offshoot of the one to really know even more deeply how separated she really thinks she is right down deep, you know? I can coast along and think I get it and mouth the words and, you know, even go to sleep and wake up and think that, you know, I know what peace is. And then I just realize I don't. And it's so humbling. And the the humility of it's such a strange paradox that we are the Holy Son of God Himself. We are that. The splendor of that, the magnificence of that. And yet I don't recognize it until I am completely humbled of my own ego. And I can look at the external circumstances of the world and think, okay, you know, I've got that. But it's when I crucify myself. That's the worst. I am the worst tormentor of my own mind. And what I so value about all of you is that you bring me back, you bring me back, you bring me back. And you hold the space, not through anything that you, your own personality self, are doing, but through your knowing of the teachings. You know the teachings. So I'll say more tomorrow probably, but Rana, you've done a great job this morning, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Can I just share
Aim.
one thing? Can
Please.
I, you know, Amy, as you were talking, it's that moment of realizing, oh, I stepped into separation. When you said it, it was got so clear within here that that right there is the holy moment right there. And then the forward of that, we can stand in the celebration of that holy moment of awakening or in those moments previous of separation, over and over and over again in the telling. I feel like there's more I want to say about that, but I'm not going to. I just needed to say it out loud like that.
Thank you, Lonnie. And I hope you can join us tomorrow morning. Maybe it will ripen in you and you can share it tomorrow morning.
I'm not here tomorrow morning. I think I'm in another meeting, but if I can, I will be.
Okay. Ah.
Thank you. Alice, if you will humor me for a moment, there's another line from this that really is sticking out to me based on what was just shared. It's from paragraph 10. It says, "Then let the Son of God awaken from his sleep, and opening his holy eyes, return again to bless the world he made. In error it began, but it will end in the reflection of his holiness, and we will sleep no more and dream of death." And I just don't think that means forever in this time. I think, like what Lonnie's pointing to, it's just this series of moment after moment after moment. And sometimes I'm a damn asleep. I sure am. And I think that experience is warranted and part of it. And, and then to have the grace to be able to remember again. I mean, that's just the miracle, right? We could have rejected these teachings. We could have done them for 10 or 20 years and just said, I'm sick of all of this. I don't think it's true anymore. And just gone back asleep, but we don't. And the one other thing I just wanted to say before I hand it over to my friend Alice, listen to the difference. I am the Son of God himself. I am the Holy Son of God himself. And so I had that through my experience over the past few days as I was remembering it as a mantra, right? I noticed the difference when the word holy wasn't in there. Because when the word holiness is in there, then all the other lessons come to me. How powerful my holiness is and your holiness is. And holiness is, Amy, you going to add something?
It's the vibration of the word, right? It's a perfect example. I love that you noticed that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Recognition that you are holy, holy.
Holy, holy. Nice. WHOLLYHOLY. Holy, holy. Nice. Alice, you better jump in here.
Okay. It's all very profound, so I don't. And there's a wonderful song called "Everything Is Holy Now," and that I use as my, when I get caught up in the dream, and I think it's I'm ever so much more grateful to walk through these times with you guys. That it's like as the seeming becomes more painful, and I think this, I wanted to go back to the song to say, will you come to me, and the absolute flabbergasting conception that in oneness we are everyone, all things, and that the power of our light is that vast, in oneness, that we are affecting with our conscious with my consciousness, I'm affecting the warriors, I'm affecting the painful people. And I think this meeting just took me up to that, like, everything is holy now, and while oneness is just just so important to understand, as for me, and go there and live theirs, and see things through When I first heard Course in Miracles, people talking through seeing with the eyes of God, um, and if I am the Holy Son of this Creator, um, wow. So to share that with you and in this meeting, I'm just really feeling very like I'm in a really profound, sacred, holy place. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Alice. Thank you so much. I feel it too. Like we might be a little microcosm of the collective, but you know, just feeling part of the whole thing. And, I'm feeling teary-eyed. I'm just grateful, to be walking this with you, with myself, and just learning more about the truth. Livy, come on in.
Hey there, thank you. So, all I wanted to say was that, I'm so grateful to understand that it's all love. Not only is it all God, but it's all love. And it's important for me to, um, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to recognize more and more the blocks that I have to that love. And one of the biggest blocks used to be that I didn't want to feel that kind of pain. I didn't, sometimes it would feel like my heart hurt and I would want to shield it. And I don't want to feel that because it's too much. And I'm recognizing more and more how important it is for me to allow my heart to be broken, to allow myself to cry, to allow myself to bask in the love of the sunshine or a beautiful rainbow but I just am grateful for the negative thoughts and the extreme self-hatred that I used to fear and the shame and everything. And today that I can allow those voices to come up without being afraid of myself. And I'm learning to grow in love and to welcome. And those are parts of me that are still praying and asking for healing and the love that it never felt, whatever that part of me, the thoughts that aren't even mine, the conditioned thoughts, and the perfectionism, and being afraid to do something because I won't do it right, and to be willing to do everything, be everything in love. And I am never going to do that perfectly because I am a human expression of that divine love. And I am curious now to find those blocks. What's blocking me from the love that I am? And how I find that when I am able to tap into that, that's when the flow comes out. That's when the space is opened up to be that expression, and how easily it flows out when I'm able to flow it to myself. It just can't help but flow to other people, and the other expressions that we all are. And I'm so grateful that everybody is a different expression for me because I need all the help I can get. And so I need my reminders because my forgetter is so quick. And daggum, look at these reminders. Look at the faces of these reminders on this call. How freaking cool is that? So thank y'all so much for keeping me focused on the love that we all are and the love that this expression is. And so that I can be that better in the world. So, and I never knew that asking for that would be showing all the blocks within myself that need love brought to them. And so I'm just real grateful for that today. Thank y'all for a great meeting. I sure do love all y'all.